Dark se terminó hace ya casi 2 meses, pero todavía quedaban cosas por resolver, todavía quedaban cabos sueltos. Por ejemplo, saber qué había pasado con el ojo de Woller, uno de los personajes que quizás no tiene tanto peso en la trama de por sí, pero que nos dejó esa duda eterna, así que me encargué de hablar con el actor Leopold Hornung, que me contó cuál fue la razón por la que eligieron que a su personaje le faltara un ojo, y también me contó, por supuesto, cómo fue trabajar en esta serie de Netflix, la primera producción original hecha en Alemania.
We now return to Mira Akien and Contre with our latest interview.
And what about the eye? Did you have your own theory? Did they explain what happened to your character? In the alternate universe, you are missing an arm, but I think the most noticeable thing is the eye. That we can see that you have both of them.
Now we can do this joke that we did all the time. We can tell you, okay, I'm going to tell you, but you have to promise me not to tell anyone, okay? You can't tell me. I tell you. So, last summer
Diese Stadt ist krank.
all these years, it was amazing to work with. I mean, with him, it's an amazing work because he's really into every single actor and every single character, and he really likes working with the actors, and he knows everything about every single line, about everything in the script. So he's totally into the story, and yeah, in a way, he takes your hand and leads you through all the years and everything. And it was a great experience.
Die Frage ist nicht aus welcher Zeit, sondern aus welcher Welt.
Alles wird auseinanderbrechen. In dieser Welt.
Of course, in the beginning, before you were part of the cast, you only get like bits and pieces of the script, so you totally don't get what it is all about. Of course, because I know Bo for a long time now, I heard a lot of the idea, of the story, of the characters and what's it gonna be. But then the moment they decide you're on the show, then you get all the episodes and you read the scripts. And also for us, of course, you had to like really concentrate and focus on every story and character, all the family affairs, and then of course because I'm only in the future or in the present time, so that's my line of story. I didn't have to do with the other time step. So I was of course focused on this time, but of course I read every single script of all the seasons, and sometimes I needed some help who had to explain the greater meaning. But I think that's the difference. Like for you as a viewer of the show, you maybe have to see the episodes maybe once or twice to really get the whole thing. But for us, of course, we had the scripts, and I had time to read them several times. I had time to get into my character, to get into the whole like rhythm of the show and the story and everything. So it was a little bit easier, but still it's complicated. But it's in the end everything makes sense. It makes sense, but you have to get into the story. Jantje Friese, the author, is in a way a genius because she put this all together.
Heute ist der Tag, an dem alles angefangen hat. Deine und meine Welt sind in diesem Knoten untrennbar miteinander verbunden.
And speaking about your sister, that we don't know what role she played in the whole story. You never explained that, besides this idea that she kept all the barrels with this toxic waste.
Well, the thing is, that's also something about that I learned about being part of a show that has maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 seasons. In the beginning, they develop a character and they know parts of it or most of it, and then they see, I think, in the end, how the character develops in the first season, what happens with this character, and how also the audience maybe reacts on the character. And then, of course, that's a good thing about like this development of characters and, of course, of the season and the episodes. You're always free to fill the story of the character with more develop the character while shooting, or you can develop the character while developing the whole show. Before they start developing the season 2 or season 3, they again think about how could he maybe get involved more, or who could he be connected with. So that's how the idea, I think, with my sister. And then of course there is a third season, then they want to end the show, and then there's a lot of things that they have to, in a way, tell until the end. And they can't, of course, tell everything about every single character until the end. So there has to be some loose ends. There has to be some. We would love to tell more about my maybe relationship to my sister or my position in different situations, but it's not possible because you have 8 episodes and it's gonna lead to the end.
Was ist eigentlich mit Ihrem Auge passiert?
It's the big secret, and of course I never expected, not in a single moment, I expected that this would be like this big thing for all the fans. It's unbelievable. The moment I put anything online on Instagram or whatever, everyone's like, you have to tell us about the idea.
Okay. Aber Sie dürfen das niemandem weitererzählen.
The idea with the eye was, it started in the beginning. When we first talked about the character, Bo, the director, had the idea of, because everyone has this like certain marks, like scarves and things. So we were thinking about what could it be with Wöller, and then the idea with these injuries, all these injuries that are everywhere. So we thought about that Wöller also had to have an injury, like the eye. So the idea with the eye came up, and in a way, I mean, it wasn't me to decide, but I think from the very beginning, it was clear that they won't tell, or maybe they would start to tell, but then not tell.
Unendliche Dunkelheit. Kein Gestern. Kein Heute. Kein Morgen.
You are one of the characters that are sitting in the end of the show that survived this restructure of everything. So what does that ending mean for you in terms of the story and in terms of performing it?
I love the end. I really love the end. It was amazing because again it was this. The whole thing with this character is so many things happened to me like from the very beginning. I never expected to be part of the show. Then I became a part of the show. Then I had an idea with this character Wöller. Then we had this idea of how we can make him maybe a little bit special or different to the others. So the idea with the eye came up, and then I had all these ideas and mysteries about what could happen to the eye, and then my sister popped up, and it also again changed my character, and I was always constantly developing the character, and of course Baran, Odar and Jantje Friese developed the character as they did with all the other characters, and then I got all the scripts for the last season, and then I read the last scene, and it was suddenly I got involved with the families that I never got involved before, and suddenly I'm the father of whatever will happen in the future. So this is the nice thing about working with these two people that they will always be. It's not like I never knew from the very beginning what will happen in 4 years. So there's always room for a space, or maybe say for surprise, for a new development. The only thing I can tell about this is that that's an amazing job of the casting director. That's an amazing job. Simone Beer did an amazing job finding these people together with the director and of course Jantje. That's like maybe for a German series the best I ever saw in like not only that they are similar or that they really could be the children and the relatives of each other, but they're also really good.